I want like a mystery one. Actually, I've been reading about Mars lately. That's not a conspiracy theory. But I've been reading about Mars. I've suddenly have an interest in Mars. I feel like I've been sleeping on Mars lately. Well, not lately. I mean, like my whole life, I've been like sleeping on Mars. Because Mars is so cool, actually. And Mars, it's so cool. Because Mars has water on it. Like, it's pretty much confirmed that there's water under the surface of Mars. And Mars once was a warm and wet planet. And it had an ocean before. And it had rivers. And it has a frozen ice cap currently. So it has frozen water. But also, it's pretty much confirmed that it has liquid water beneath the surface. And, yeah, it had an atmosphere. And it still has an atmosphere. But I think the atmosphere has thinned out a lot. So that basically means that it's very possible there could be life on Mars. Current or extinct life. Not like an intelligent alien species, but like a microbe. Which is really cool to me because then if we find life on Mars, it basically tells you that life is a common process that is probably widespread in the universe and there's probably abundant life throughout the universe. But if we don't find life on Mars, it might mean that life is more of a freak luck chance sort of thing, and then there might not be any life in the universe besides us. It's really cool though, it's really cool, and probably we're going to get to see humans go to Mars in our lifetimes. I should say in your lifetime. I will live so long. In your lifetimes, you will probably get to witness it, and probably me too. And then we can, well actually right now even, I think even just a few days ago, well there's currently a mission on Mars that's trying to take samples from Mars and bring them back to Earth, which honestly kind of scares me. I hope that like we're prepared. Well, I don't know if we'll like release some alien virus. That seems like it could be really bad, but I'm sure they know what they're doing. I'm sure that they wouldn't like accidentally like release an alien virus that we have no immunity to to our planet. I'm sure that they wouldn't let that happen, but that's pretty cool because then they can bring the sample back to Earth and like culture it, and maybe they'll find life, or maybe they won't find life, or maybe they'll find extinct life. It's cool. It's cool. And did you know Mars is home to the largest volcano in the solar system? I think the base of the volcano is the size of the state of Missouri, and it's very tall. I don't remember how tall. It's very tall. Yeah, Olympus Mons. And it's also home to, yeah, like the longest and deepest canyon. The canyon is like as wide as the United States is. And it's like 3 times taller than Mount Everest. That's so cool. And the valley, you could put the Rocky Mountains inside of it and they would not even peek out the top. That's so cool. And because Mars is smaller than the Earth too. So consider that as well. Mars is smaller than the Earth, but it has taller mountain and deeper valley. That's so cool. I don't know, it's so cool how we know that there was an ocean because of how flat it is. Because the only place that can be so flat is like the seabed, the seafloor. That's so cool. And then they were imaging it. They were taking pictures of this ocean, dried ocean, and they took a picture, and then years later they took another picture and they saw that erosion had happened. So that means that there must have been liquid water that flowed out, or it's very likely that there was liquid water that flowed out. That's very cool. That's very cool. Because, well, I don't know. I mean, it's I don't know. Because we base our current understanding of life completely on life on Earth. But you don't know what life on Mars could be like. It could be completely different. We're assuming that it needs water to survive, to live. I don't know. It probably does. But there is water. And there was water. There was so much water. And it was so warm. And now it's dried and cold. But I think the sample that we're collecting is not coming back until like 2033 or something. So we've got some time to wait. But no, they might send people to Mars. That's scary. I don't want to go, but some people will go. we need to send something to pick it up. That's so crazy. I don't know. It's crazy how much people have learned about the solar system. Like, even before we, like, sent probes to the surface, how much we learned about the solar system just from observing it from Earth. I don't know. Space is so cool. Sana, you're so cool. I don't know. I was looking at, like... I don't know. My favorite picture, I think it's, like, many people's favorite space picture, is, like, the pillars of creation. I don't know. It blows my mind to look at it and, like, think about it. It kind of gives me an existential crisis, but, like, in a good way. But it's so beautiful. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, like the recent Super HD one. Yeah, and that one was taken by the Hubble Space Telescope. But we have like the James Webb Telescope now, which is even better. Has that one taken a picture of it? Or was that the HD one that we got? I don't know. That's the new one. That's a crazy, amazing telescope. It's so cool. It's so cool because it's like very dark where the telescope is in space. I don't actually know where it is. Where is it? In space where it's very dark so we can see very well. What is L2 point? What is that? I'm Googling it. What is a Lagrange point? Lagrange points are positions in space where objects sent there tend to stay put. That's very interesting. At Lagrange points, the gravitational pull of two large masses precisely equals the centripetal force required for a small object to move with them. These points in space can be used by spacecraft to reduce fuel consumption needed to remain in position. Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, I got a book about Mars that I've been reading. I'm not very far into it though. And I don't know, this is like a problem I have. I like to read like non-fiction science books. But my problem is a lot of the ones I read are really outdated. Like this one is from the 90s, I think. It's called The Case for Mars. But I think it's from the 90s and things have changed since then, but I don't know what's changed because I'm not an expert. So I'm just gonna read the book and I'm gonna have the 90s knowledge. And then, I don't know, have to catch up. Educational streams when? Well, I think we can look at like a lot of NASA photos on stream probably, right? Because they're public domain, I think. That'd be fun. But I don't have a good commentary. I'll just be like, look how cool it is. Look, this is like a gaseous nebula and it's incubating new stars. Isn't that cool? Wow, so cool. Can do Wikipedia reading. I don't know, and then I feel weird because whenever you're looking at something in space, you're looking at it like thousands of years ago because of the time it takes for the light to travel to Earth, which makes me feel weird. Or even more, like billions of years ago, right? It's weird. 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 You always see the sun 8 minutes ago? Yeah. Yeah. That's also weird. If the sun suddenly, like, went out like a light bulb, it would take, like, 8 minutes for us to notice. Cherish those 8 minutes. Closest other star is 4 years away. Which one is the closest star? Oh, wait, no, not the sun. You're right. The second closest, I mean. Alpha Centauri. I feel like that's not how you pronounce it. Triple star system in the constellation of Centaurus. They're sun-like stars, and together they form the binary star system Alpha Centauri AB. To the naked eye, the two main components appear to be a single star with an apparent magnitude of minus 0.27. It is the brightest star in the constellation and the third brightest in the night sky, outshone only by Sirius and Canopus. Sirius is... Is that the North Star? No, which one's the North Star? If you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Oh, that's Polaris, of course. I know that. But I thought this was supposed to be the brightest star. Only the brightest one in its constellation. Oh, I want to learn more about space. I want to be the person who can like look up in the night sky and be like, look, that one's Polaris. Look, that one is has an apparent magnitude that fluctuates at about 1.98. But did you know that the North Pole is changing, and it's just a random chance that there happens to be a star that's like pretty close to where the North Pole is, and eventually after certain hundreds of years there's no longer going to be a star that lines up there. And you're just screwed, I guess, if you want a North Star. 10,000 years? Okay, so you guys will be fine. I know the pain of having no North Star. You ever tried navigating with no North Star and no Google Maps? I don't recommend it. Not all who wander are lost, but I was. Okay, I need to read super chats. How long has it been since I've been sitting here talking randomly about space and other things? Away like a lollipop, riding a flying wheel, wondering when I'll wake up on that guy. Nay,